Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. How's everybody doing? We'll wait a little bit. We'll wait 5 minutes, get everybody in here, and then we'll jump right into it. Hi, Del Denk. Hi, Whitney. How you doing? Cindy, Native Girl. Good to see you. All right. Dang, you guys were already chatting it up. Nice. Nice. Very good. All right. A lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. So I'm just gonna jump right into it because I want to do an hour. So I gotta wake up early tomorrow. So we have a new video that came out today, and then some email that came out today, and we'll go over that too. That was almost your birthday. Well, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I know. I always say that 1 hour, and then we end up doing 6 hours. I know, I know. 4 hours later, yeah. I don't know how I do that.
Hey, so my phone got.
Let me jump right into it. You're from the moon? Cindy says it's gonna be a chill live and only an hour. Mm-hmm. 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 Whoops. So I'm gonna play this new video from Law and Crime with SF Investigates. I always want to say Law and Order, but it's Law and Crime. Right on, Native Girl, right on. Holding it down, Native Girl. Native Girl, Native Girl, Native Girl, Native Girl, Native Girl, Native Girl. Let me play this real quick before I start getting annoying. Jade! Good to see you.
Has the Los Angeles Police Department just confirmed that Celeste Rivas Hernandez wasn't killed? Their latest statement has all of us guessing at what potential criminal liability anyone may face here after her body was found in a car registered to singer David. We are bringing back on Steve Fisher, the private investigator who is looking into aspects of this case on the ground in Los Angeles. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. What do we make of this new update in the David case? As we continue to cover the investigation into the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose body was found in a Tesla that was registered to the singer out in LA back in September, and there have been no arrests, no one, including David, has been named a suspect or person of interest. What is happening right now? Because the LAPD has confirmed with KTLA that its prior news release, quote, stands on its own. What does that mean? Well, if you go back to that prior news release, essentially the message being sent is there is currently no crime other than concealment of a body that may have occurred. There is no case being sent over to the LA County District Attorney's Office for potential review or potential prosecution. And one of the reasons that announcement has been made was because the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined a manner or cause of Celeste's death. But should I say, as of now, right? Could this change? Does that mean they have no evidence right now that someone actually killed Celeste, caused her death, that there's no homicide charges on the table right now? Was it accidental? Someone freaked out, tried to dispose or conceal her body afterwards? Or is this basically a statement they're not going to find any evidence that someone killed her, right? I want to get into what this means and what may be going on behind the scenes with someone who is on the ground in LA, someone who is investigating what may have happened to Celeste. I'm talking about Steve Fisher, a missing persons private investigator who is hired by the owner of the property that David was staying at in LA. Now remember, this property was nearby where that Tesla was found. And as you may recall, the owner wants some more information about what role his house, his property, may have played in this, if any. And you may also remember, if you've been following us here on Sidebar, that we have interviewed Steve before. And when it came to what may have been found at that house, the house that David moved out of, that was searched by authorities, here's what Steve said to us in a previous episode.
But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her. And it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at time and things just, their timing was just off as far as getting this done. But there's a few things that were just like, will blow your mind.
And Steve joins us now. Steve, good to see you again. I'm really happy to have you. I mean, you've been on the ground there. You're investigating this. Let's start here. The big news. When the LAPD confirms with KTLA that its prior news release stands on its own, does that signify to you, hey, listen, we have no evidence that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was killed, that homicide charges are not warranted here, that that's our final conclusion? Or is that saying we don't have evidence at this point?
So I think what it's saying is that they're still relying on what's going to come back from the medical examiner's office, since there's not a determination there, at least publicly. Now, are they in contact with the medical examiner? Absolutely. But listen, I don't think that's unintentional. They've been so tight-lipped. I think there has to be something to read into that. That, again, I think the purpose of the initial release was to, get everybody possibly prepared that this isn't a homicide. And now they're saying we still don't have anything that shows that it is. But there's other, listen, a crime definitely occurred. And they even say that at least concealment of the body. But there's other crimes I hope they're investigating, such as the relationship. I understand it's a tough case to make because she's not around anymore. She can't testify, but it doesn't mean because it's hard, it shouldn't be, pursued.
I'm going to talk about what potential charges could be here in a second, but just going back to this, they have to be in contact with the LA County Medical Examiner. Does that mean that right now the LA County Medical Examiner is like, I need more information. I don't have a conclusion yet. Last time you and I were speaking, you said it's possible that the LA County Medical Examiner may be releasing the cause and manner of death of Celeste soon, because you were looking at the website and it was showing that they were reviewing cases. There was a backlog and maybe Celeste is going to come up. Does it signify to you, yeah, we spoke to them. There's nothing to determine that she was killed by anyone, which could raise questions about how she died? Or is this a situation where, they again, yeah, they spoke to them. Yeah, it's possible Celeste was killed, but we're just not revealing that at this point in time.
Yeah, so the LA County Medical Examiner's Office has their own in-house investigators also. And in fact, they publicly say on the site who the investigator on the case is. So I'm sure they're working with robbery homicide. And, it may be a case that, let's say they did get a good toxicology result back, but it's not an overdose. Now it throws it back into, okay, so then you got really limited options. It's either a homicide or, if she took her own life. Then they'd really have to dig in, because if it wasn't glaringly obvious from the initial autopsy, in other words, if there's not a gunshot wound or something like that, then, they're going to have to maybe get forensic anthropologists involved that specialize in trying to make these determinations on severely decomposed bodies, which can take a while. And they might be consulting with outside pathologists to see if they got it, to get comfortable with a possible determination. But something, like you said, I've been tracking those other cases and they've come back with toxicology now. In fact, she's the only one of 6 deaths on September 8th that doesn't have a cause and manner. And so it's a little bit, it's concerning, but which way it goes is hard to tell, because they could have, needed additional testing. Because
you thought by this point we might have had a release. You thought by this point we might have more information.
If it was, I think if they got a good toxicology, let's say it came back and it was clearly an overdose of some sort, whether somebody administered that or she took it herself and it was an accident, is a different thing. The cause would be, both manner would be whether it was self-administered or administered by someone else. I would think that there would have been some sort of indication by now, and that could be then initial charges could be dropped. I don't know why initial charges couldn't be dropped now, even if they have the stack on top of them, because I know that they'll probably say, well, he's cooperating. But how much, if it's been 2 months and you haven't gotten the answer yet, is he really cooperating? So, it means he's probably not. He's probably, the counsel's telling him not to. And what's the difference if he's Mirandized or not, now?
And to be clear about something, okay? If they come back and they say, listen, there's no evidence to support that Celeste was killed, right? There's no evidence to support homicide charges, manslaughter, murder, anything like that. Is that consistent with what you're seeing in your private investigation? Are you hearing or seeing something different? Would you be surprised if that's the ultimate conclusion?
I'll just be honest. We really don't know. Nobody has stepped forward, even, wanting to be anonymous and off the record, and said, listen, I know what happened. So it's very bizarre that there's this many people involved that have stayed this quiet for this long. especially like when they're young. And it's like they're all lawyered up, to be honest with you. And I don't know if that's because maybe he's providing counsel to all of them, but there's no leaks coming out. And that's kind of bizarre with this many people involved, younger people that kind of want to save themselves, and they're blowing their careers up. So it seems like there's something that they're trying to protect, but I don't know what it is yet.
And I just have to be clear once again, right? There's a lot of online speculation. There's a lot that we're looking into. We're looking at every report that's come out. To be clear, okay, David Anthony Burke has not been officially implicated in any crime, any wrongdoing. He's not been charged. He's not been named a suspect, not a person of interest. Obviously, his connection is through the car and these reports that he had some sort of relationship with Celeste, which I'll dive into a little bit more. But Steve, I was looking into this, right? And unless I'm wrong, if someone just moves Celeste's body, possibly under California law, that may be just a misdemeanor. There's a law that says every person who, having knowledge of an accidental death, actively conceals or attempts to conceal that death shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by imprisonment in a county jail for not more than 1 year, or by a fine of not less than $1,000 nor more than $10,000, or by both that fine and imprisonment. And for purposes of this section, to actively conceal an accidental death means any of the following: to perform an overt act that conceals the body or directly impedes the ability of authorities or family members to discover the body, to directly destroy or suppress evidence of the actual physical body of the deceased, including but not limited to bodily fluids or tissues, to destroy or suppress the actual physical instrumentality of death, right, what caused the death. And I also saw that there was this health and safety code section under California law that says a person who willfully mutilates remains known to be human without authority of law is guilty of a felony. I'm just not sure if we've seen convictions on that for something like this, given this fact pattern. But the reason people are talking about this law now is because if we are coming to the conclusion that this really may be it, am I wrong? Is that really what, we might be looking at?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And, I've brought this up for a while now, that you can willfully conceal and suppress.
Let me read the chat. Hey, Darcy, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it sounded like a slip, right? He said this many people involved. I don't know if he just like misspoke or something, but I did catch that where he's saying this many people involved. And yeah, they're all lawyered up, dude. They got money. These kids got money. Their parents have money. They got deep pockets. They're lawyered up. Nobody's talking. Especially teens are always on their phone. They're always on social media. Of course they're lawyered up, man. Come on now. Nobody is talking. Nobody. And nobody seems to give a F about Celeste Rivas, in my humble opinion. Because somebody would come forward and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what happened inside the home. We were partying too much, or this or the other. I need to talk to an investigator. Come forward, okay? This is a minor, a 14-year-old, okay? Don't worry about the drugs. Don't worry about the other stuff. This is a life that needs justice. And if you have any information and you were at that house and you were there, say something anonymously, okay? Eventually, they're going to find out, and eventually, you might not get the deal. Eventually, you might not get that plea deal. Eventually, the first person that talks always gets, writes the narrative, so to speak. So, if I were you and you were in the house, speak up, come forward, do the right thing. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. Close says, big difference in Soto is that she was technically still missing when LD initially spoke to SS, which drastically changed things. Stearns also gave consent for the initial phone search. Yeah, I remember that, the Steven Stearns case. Cindy Lean says, that is enough to ruin a career, in my opinion. Absolutely. Let's see. Darcy, however, Celeste, and if Celeste consume rugs, whomever supplies such doesn't face severe charges. I would think so. I would think so. Providing drugs to a minor and then they overdose? Oof. Good luck. Dale Denk didn't want to get sued. Native girl Whitney, I think David having such a high profile accomplice ATTY, they are being very cautious in their moves. I think so. I mean, I want to believe that they are. I want to believe that the LAPD department is crossing their T's and dotting their I's. I do want to believe that. And probably they are. Alright, let me play this other one. The second part.
Willfully conceal and suppress evidence and destroy evidence to hide it from investigators and family and everybody else. And it's still a misdemeanor. And let's just be real about it. None of these people appear to, in an initial orbit have a record. So they're not going to get up to a year in county jail. They're going to get probation if they're charged. So it's tremendous. Now it shifts to a felony when you mutilate a body. Now, and of course, we've heard these reports since the beginning of her being dismembered. I do not believe that. I believe it was disinterculation, that's a natural process of the connective tissues degrading and the bones, falling apart. I don't have any evidence that she was dismembered, so I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
But if it is, then that would go to a felony. That would be a totally different thing. But you suppress this evidence. You can hide her in a trunk from investigators and destroy evidence. And it's a misdemeanor in California.
And to be clear, maybe that's what the additional testing is, to try to see what signs her body shows of being manipulated in some way or mutilated in some way. I hate to talk so cavalier about this, but from a legal point of view, this is the cold, hard facts. This is what investigations look like. Although I will tell you, if we're saying, okay, how did she die then? And I know that there's been a conversation, well, let's say for argument's sake, and this is purely speculation, if you're talking about drugs being involved, is the LAPD saying that this is not a drug-related death or that someone wouldn't be responsible for it? Because you would think it is possible, we've seen it before, someone could be charged with an overdose. Someone could be charged with drug offenses, even in severe cases. If they provide drugs that result in an overdose, you could look at, let's say, involuntary manslaughter. Someone could be brought up on charges of distributing those drugs, providing those drugs, particularly to a minor. If they're not saying that at that point, right? I mean, that could be because there's no evidence of that. Or maybe they're saying, the LAPD, we don't even want to mention drugs. We don't even want to mention drugs at this point. What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, it could be. So, listen, this is a high-profile case. And let's look at other high-profile cases that's similar to this. Mac Miller, Matthew Perry, both times people charged with providing him the drugs they overdosed on. So maybe there is a drug element to this investigation going on that we don't know about, because when they confirmed basically they're standing on that statement a couple days ago, I know that I saw a headline saying, they've confirmed that it's not a murder, not homicide. That's not what they said. They said they're just standing on their previous statement. So it got a little spun out of control, I think. And that's going to happen when this goes on 2 months, right? But maybe there's a drug investigation. Maybe they're trying to figure out how those got to her, and it's going to be a Mac Miller or Matthew Perry type of situation where they are going to go after, whoever provided them.
And without naming names, from your investigation into that house, can you say at this point whether drugs were ever found at that house or connected to that house?
So I can tell you that there was prescription narcotic medication, opiate, painkillers that were found, but they were prescribed. And so we don't know if they were ever used recreationally or not. There was some paraphernalia there, but listen, marijuana is legal in California, and it's something that you could use for that. You could also use it for illicit drugs. We don't know what they were being used for. I've seen some pictures of Celeste where she doesn't look sober. I'll just be honest with you. She looks like she's definitely not sober. And I've talked to people in Lake Elsinore that said when she came back after that time that law enforcement brought her back, that she was quote unquote strung out. And so I don't know, and I hate to say that about a minor because I don't have proof of it. I'm just telling you what I've been told. But if that's indeed the case, then hopefully there's a drug element going, investigation going on that we don't know about. They're just being very tight-lipped. But listen, it's been a while now,
No, look, a lot of people care about Celeste. They're worried. They're thinking about what happened here. They're invested in this case, family, friends, just people who are constantly following it from the beginning. And I wanted to ask you what you learned more about Celeste so far in your investigation, because we covered this extensively, that there was, and you mentioned this, there was reporting about her running away from home, footage of her walking away on a street in Lake Elsinore, footage of her potentially fighting with people in her neighborhood, reporting particularly from TMZ that Celeste may have been in some sort of relationship with David, those around them saying that they thought she was 19. What else have you learned about Celeste Rivas Hernandez that we should know?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm 100% convinced personally that there was a relationship going on. I think, you don't have to have a tape of a sex act going on in order to prove that. But it also showed that, listen, she had a lot of freedom at a very young age. Now there's photos of her at a concert in Vegas when she was 13 years old at a concert that he was playing at. Of course, the other stuff we've already talked about, which is her at that high school graduation and her showing up arguing with the neighbors. These are all during the time that she's reported as a missing person. Law enforcement should have been notified. At that graduation, I don't believe that she was the only person in her family there. I think that there was several adult family members there, and there was school police officers at that graduation. I don't know why somebody didn't say, hey, by the way, this is a missing person. And, they would go the route they normally go and make sure that she's okay and find out what's going on. But none of that happened. It seemed like she just showed up like at a family event and then went back to wherever it was she was staying. And that's concerning because she wasn't in school and there wasn't these controls and that are there for a reason.
Have you tried reaching out to Celeste's family and friends? Have they been responsive at all? I mean, what can you tell us?
I reached out to two of them that I don't speak Spanish myself. So I didn't reach out directly to the mom because I heard that she only speaks Spanish, but I did reach out to two others and I have not heard back from them. And I'm not going to press it with them because I do have a limited scope in this investigation. I'm not there investigating side by side with LAPD. I'm there for the homeowner and finding out what happened in or around the house and the cars that were at the house. So I'm not going to press that, but no, I tried and I've not heard back. If they're, if they're watching this, I'd love to talk to them. I'm not. I just want to, learn, what happened.
And by the way, just going back to something you had mentioned since the first time that we spoke about this, that there was this surveillance footage, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can't identify, but you seem to know who moved that Tesla, right? Who had operated that Tesla. When we say there's no arrest here, when we are talking about the fact, yeah, there's been no arrest, no person of interest, no suspect. Again, at this point of time, because it's been some time since you and I first talked about that, are you surprised? No arrest there of that person?
Yeah, I am, because I can understand maybe a month or 6 weeks ago, because if they're saying, hey, listen, they're cooperating with us right now, there's no reason to jam them up and then have their lawyers say, listen, you went ahead and arrested, so now we're not cooperating, we're not talking. But even if they're saying that's still the case, 2 months, if they haven't told you the whole story now in 2 months, then is that cooperating? I don't believe it is. So I think there's initial charges you could start with, and they're just misdemeanor charges. So it's not like the person would even, what's going on with bond in California right now. I mean, the person would probably get on their own recognizance, so.
And now I'm not saying that would change the investigation analysis, but sometimes we've seen before in cases where somebody, when they are charged, they sometimes provide more information to law enforcement. Sometimes it can lead to a further search warrant where you can get more information. So when someone is charged even with a lower level offense, that could ultimately lead to something else. But by the way, have you spoken to LAPD? Have they given you any indication what's going on?
Yeah, I've spoken to them a couple of times to give them information, but they haven't offered anything back, which I didn't expect anyways. But it's only been to give them information. Are
they concerned about your parallel investigation or no?
We haven't even had that conversation, but if I had to guess, I would say they don't like it for sure. There's never a situation where they particularly like somebody I'm very much information based. I don't believe in this totally tight to the vest type of investigation. I think that pressure really brings people forward and stuff. And that's why I think something like an arrest, because if you're a person that gets arrested for moving that vehicle, for participating in concealment of a body, and you feel like now you're the only one that's been arrested, and you feel like you're taking the hit for this when you only did one part of it, you're probably going to talk. You're to investigate and say, okay, this person also did this, and I think it's a way to bring answers out. I don't think that they love that I'm involved, but it's just, I am. And that's the way it is right now.
Before I let you go, Steve, one final point. Have you spoken to anyone in David's camp? Do you know where he is at this point?
No, I know that early on, it seemed like he was in California because when he transferred that property in Texas, it had the notary seal was a California notary. So it appeared that when he signed those documents, he had come back to California, at least for a while. I have no idea if he's still here or where he is. And I've spoken to some people that are like one step removed from the initial players, but I haven't talked to any of the main people I would like to.
And by the way, your client, the owner of this property, how are they feeling at this point?
I mean, they want answers. I mean, I could see how it would be disturbing to decide if you want to live in that house right now or not while this is going on. Did somebody lose their life in there or not lose their life in there, especially a 14-year-old at the time? So, they want answers and they want to know what's going on. And especially since he wasn't even the person that signed the lease and this is all, news to him.
It was David's manager, right, who was on the lease. But have they tried to, rent out the property again, or sell the property?
I know that they were doing some repairs on it, and I don't know if it's on the rental. I haven't even asked. He's never brought anything up about the financial part of it. It's just been wanting to know more from like a healthy, like spiritual type of thing, like what may or may not have happened there.
Steve Fisher, always appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about what's going on here. Again, a lot of questions, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. You can follow me on X or Instagram. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.
Yeah, so a couple things on there. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that's been circulating online. Not really too much new stuff there, and SF investigates is he was hired by the homeowner Cindy from sunny South Florida from from the owner. He's the one that hired him, and I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way when they say just moving the body, and I don't think that's. I mean, yeah, I see what the law is saying, and those subsection 152. It's I think there's like an A and B, and I don't think this is just a misdemeanor, just moving the body. It just doesn't seem that way to me, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that this isn't like a slap on the wrist, slap on the hand, but. You never know with these cases. I mean, anything can happen. And I think what happened too initially was that David was cooperating, and then we see that a lot, right? People cooperate and then they lawyer up because the focus is on them. So I could see that too. Initially, LAPD was saying that he was cooperating, and then he lawyers up. So I do think a lot of the teens are lawyered up. It does seem like they have money. So I do think that they are lawyered up, and that's why nobody's talking. Hey, Flojo. Hey, Jessica. Welcome in. And let's see who else was joining in. Molly Woodcush. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just going through this new sidebar. Shout out to Sidebar with Jesse Weber. SF Investigates is on. And kudos to Jesse Weber and Sidebar for keeping the story alive, keeping it in the news. It seems to die and then it comes up, so that's good. It's just I really thought the toxicology report was going to come out today. I really thought that it was going to come out today. So at this point, to me, take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. If you guys are really, really focusing, and I'm saying you, LAPD, and everybody that's the investigative team over there, take as much time as you need. If it means that you're covering all your bases and you're really digging into this case and really making sure that you are trying to find justice, as you said before in the post when you came out of media relations, where you said that you want answers, you want justice for Celeste Rivas and her family. At this point, I say take the time you need. Okay? I'm at that point where I'm like, just do your thing, do what you got to do, and if it comes out this or the other, then we have to go from there. But at this point, I'm really just I don't know what the word is, but I'm very like, okay, leave it be. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing that, I mean, we want answers. We want things yesterday. We want to know what's going on. We want to know if it was an overdose. If it was an overdose, who's supplying the drugs? Was it there at the house at David's, at the Hollywood Hills house? Was it at the second home? Who put her there? Who was moving the car? Who knew, right? So, yeah, at this point, I'm just very, very, very just almost, almost grateful in a sense. I don't know. I really had to step back today. I really did had to step back today and be like, okay, just let them do their thing. And if and maybe they're taking their time because they're taking their time to get it right. So I had to take a step back and realize that, okay, if that's the case, hey, take all the time you need. Um, so today, let me go over some emails or a email, and that came out about an hour ago on Reddit, about an hour, 2 hours ago, fresh off the press. So shout out to this person right here. Hey, Cola, good to see you. So shout out to this Reddit user, Barbie Dose 333. They're the one that's put out this information, and so shout out to Reddit. Honestly, Reddit, I mean, Reddit isn't letting this case sleep. Reddit is not. They're not giving up. They're still going at it. They're still trying to locate pictures. They're still trying to locate where those pictures were taken, the timelines. I mean, there's a bunch of people on there that are trying to fill in the timelines and edit timelines. I mean, it is just phenomenal what how much people do care about these cases. Not only just this case, but other cases too. Other cases. And with this case, it's very, very promising that there are really good people out there that do want justice and do want answers. And people that are covering these cases, they want justice for the victims, for the missing and the murdered. And I feel strongly about that. You feel strongly about that. And Reddit isn't letting up. They are not letting up with this case because there's so always something new that comes up. There's always a picture that someone says where they located the location, and you're like, whoa, that's only like 4 minutes away. Whoa, that's only like 6 minutes away from the house, and it paints a picture. And I'm telling you, Reddit, the internet, does not sleep on this case. So this came out, and they were saying pretty much they were saying like, hey, take it with a grain of salt. They can't confirm it, but it fell on one of the mods in Reddit. It fell on their lap about an hour, 2 hours ago. Okay, so here it is, fresh off the press, and here's the email, the alleged email that was sent to David's camp to the manager. So I'm gonna read it. Let me. I know it's kind of small, so I'm gonna pull it up on my other phone, and we'll read it together. There we go. Let me bring it up. So yeah, so the Barbie Doe says this was also sent by the same user. The email sent to the manager allegedly unconfirmed. Okay, but I mean, check it out. It says to David at mogul.vision, dated February 19th, 2024 at 4:13 a.m. Standard encryption. That's interesting. Okay, and then the email reads, there's been talk that the artist, David, possibly has something to do with the disappearance of 13-year-old Celeste Rivas. If that statement holds any merit, please do the right thing and take her home. Her parents are very worried. Boom. So here's the email. Fresh. This one just came out. And this was the alleged email that was sent to the manager. And supposedly, surprisingly, the next day she was picked up. She was sent home, or I think law enforcement picked her up, and they said in Hollywood. I mean, I would love to get where's the documentation on that? Where's the body camera on that? Where was she when they said Hollywood? Right? I mean, what is going on? What the F is going on? February 19, 2024. And then they have a missing pictures collage right there of Celeste Rivas missing. So if this is the case, I think so too. I think it's credible too. You know what I mean? I think it's I think at this point, in my humble opinion, that this email that was sent out, whether he read it or not, I mean, it's hard to say that someone didn't read this, right? And then she's sent home the next day, or they pick her up the next day. It's I mean, come on, right? And I mean, here it is. Here it is. Dated and everything. Yeah, leakers, leaking. And it's about freaking time something got leaked out like this. It's about time. Well, in my opinion, you know what I mean? I don't think this is going to affect the investigation. And, I mean, if this email was sent from, I mean, who was it sent from? It doesn't say. Yeah, this is the email that Marshall denied receiving. Yes. Mm-hmm. Coincidence number 4098. I mean, it is. I don't know. It's just is. I mean, maybe is it a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence, guys? Yeah, he denied reading it, and that's the thing too, right? If they're saying that she's 13 here, and it's saying she's missing, I mean, did it go into David's lap? This email that says that she was missing in 13, and if that's the case, then he knew at this time that she was 13, right? That's another question I have. It's like, okay, was this email open? Who read the email and who knew at this point? Yeah, I agree, Chloe. She says I agree about it not impacting the investigation, but it sure is interesting. Definitely interesting. Flo says, I don't know, three coincidence equals proof. Deladank, his alter ego, read it. It's not him. Colo SF, also people getting sick of the slow drip. David is a madman on the streets, not cool. We have the right to know what the F is going on. His cest his zesty tweet read it. Darcy, you knew it, huh? All along, Darcy. Oh man. So I mean this is the email. There's some other things I do want to go over, but let me read it one more time. I want to capture it in my mind. I really want to read this, really want to see the dates. And so I mean, yeah, let me see what's going on. Okay, so it says, so it was to David at mogul.vision, and then it's crossed out to from, so that'd be interesting, right? From who sent that? So that's crossed out, the email, for good reason. And then it says, there's been talk that the artist David possibly has something to do with the disappearance of 13-year-old Celeste Rivas. If that statement holds any merit, please do the right thing and take her home. Her parents are very worried. Again, this was dated February 19th, 2024. Do you guys remember that it was on Valentine's that she had run away, and now they sent the email on the 19th. Mogul with the manager's company that later merged with Sony. Boom, Whitney. Whitney dropping some knowledge on us. Thank you, Whitney. Again, this just came out about a couple hours ago. Mm-hmm. When he says, remember a family member said that somebody called her mom and said she's good. Stop looking for her. Just wanted to bring that up as well. Whitney also says, more than interesting, it was an email and they denied it was sent. They denied publicly, and here it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was reported missing on Valentine's Day. Yep. Exactly. And this was on the 19th of February. Who do you guys think? Let me ask you this. Who do you think sent the email out? Who do you think sent this email out? Mm-hmm. February 14th. That's right. Oh shit, Neil? Dorothy says Josh knew, David knew, her friends knew, the inner circle kids knew. Colo says such a cluster dot. Mm-hmm. You think maybe her cousin? Della Dank, you think her cousin sent the email? Or who do you think sent the email, Della Dank? The one true witness, yes, this is important because his manager vehemently denied an email, denied knowing about Celeste, and denied knowing she was a missing person of her age. Closest her family knew, Della Dank, or even ever seen her. Colo, who rented the house knew, the school effing knew. But I'm asking, who do you think sent this email? That's what I'm asking. Is who do you think sent this email to David's camp? Chloe says, no clue who sent the email, but whoever it was, Ellie has interviewed them to see what they know and how they knew it. Oh, of course, Flojo. Colo, you're not psychic? I thought you were. Alright, here's some more screenshots. When he says, well, before we go to the email, the early report stated that the brother sent the email. Whoa, the brother, huh? Cindy Lane. Look at this one. It says, "Bro, this is my friend's girlfriend? Question mark, question mark, question mark. and then this person said, and this is Asia Collins, and then it says, is there a way you can confirm she's 13? And then she says, what the fuck, you're lying. I mean, either Age is leaking or whoever she's talking to is leaking. But somebody's leaking. And then this was from the account that was sent. Not found. Not found. Yep, somebody, Jade says, yeah, that's a good point. Somebody had his and his manager's emails. Native girl, I missed the whiteboard reference and still haven't figured out. Please make it. Yeah, leak all the messages. Just leak them all. So Asia is she's one of David's I believe like his like fashion consultant from what I've read. So this is her right here. This is from her page. Her TikTok page. And it's public. So here's a video of her talking about something.
I want to go back to streaming so bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually loved streaming, and I hopefully will come back to like some platforms soon. But the streaming community is so severely toxic right now, and I need people to understand that like there's so much stuff that goes behind the scenes that you guys just do not see. But I digress. You guys will probably find out some of the people I'm talking about very soon, because when you're a bad person, eventually everyone finds out naturally. That's the thing about bad people. They expose themselves. I don't need to do anything. Karma's a bitch.
She cannot wait to go streaming again. She should. She should. She should. Yeah, that's a good point, Jade. Not everyone would know who the manager is. That's a very good point. Here's another video of her.
Hey, so my phone got fucking stolen. So now I'm currently on my streaming phone, which is a Samsung. But let me tell you guys about what happened. So anyways, I'm obviously inebriated, but I'm not like gone or anything. Like, I can very much handle myself after like 2 drinks, okay? And so this girl comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, like someone stole my phone. I really need your help. Like, I need to call my mom. Can you please just like help me call my mom? I was like, yeah, of course. I hand her my phone. The bitch books it, okay? I didn't notice because I turned around to go talk to my friend. I look back and I see her like in the distance. Every single time I think that this year cannot get worse, it always finds its way to get worse. And you mean to tell me this happens because I was trying to help someone reach their mother? Do I just need to become a villain? Like, do I need to become a bad person, like an evil human being? Because I do not know what to do anymore. Oh, but Asia, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. I don't want to be in the war anymore.
Pretty much the whiteboard means that we just need a whiteboard to figure out who's who, who's where, the timeline. It's all a mess right now. But this is Asia. Asia Collins. She is one of 3, 4 people that are in David's inner circle that are supposedly tight. And it's Asia, it's Neo, it's Celeste Herrera, and Vanessa. Those ones are like a tight group of people that are, pretty tight. Party together, etc., etc. And this was 8 hours ago, okay? Asia, this is 8 hours ago on her TikTok. She just posted this up.
I beat the pussy up, I beat the pussy up, I beat the pussy up, I beat the pussy up,
That was 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago. And she lost her phone a week ago. That one was dated a week ago. So she lost her phone. And she's saying that somebody at the bar, because she was being nice, handed it to somebody. And then they ran away with her phone. So now she has a new phone. Come on now. I mean, come on. Really? All right. Okay. I mean, these are kids. These are teens. They're not masterminds. They're not, they're not. Oh man, you're telling me, LAPD, that these group of friends are outsmarting the LAPD, the finest in LA? Really? You're telling me that these group of people are outsmarting the LAPD and detectives? Is that what you're telling me? But there's a core group of people. Neo, Asia Collins, Vanessa, and Celeste Herrera. I mean, I think it's just a different breed of people that are in the Hollywood Hills with David. I think they're just a different breed of people that have money, that they're young, They want fame. They're all about looks. They're all about money, and that's cool. That's your thing. But when a minor, a 14-year-old, is discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla of your friend, I mean, come on now. You need to speak up. Give me a second. I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, okay? Talk amongst yourself. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, Cuffy. Yeah, if you guys like to support the channel, you need to go drop my Cash App. And, yeah, you guys. I'm trying to get a new computer. Just to make it, because I've been streaming on my phone this whole time. Since day one. So it'd be nice to have a computer. I did have a laptop that wasn't donated, and I broke it. Code Zero. Didi Fuentes 8995. Good to see you. Good to see you. Cindy Lean 255 says, how convenient. I agree with you, Cindy Lean. How convenient. It's probably just a coincidence, Cindy Lean. It's probably just a coincidence. They'll think they're all in here reading comments on us. Y'all should be scared even if you ain't do it. I'd be real scared, Della Dank is saying. Whitney, she's been quiet this entire time, and the first time you posted a video was talking about your phone disappearing. Somebody probably told her they can grab anything in the phone even if it's deleted. Native girl, yep, we need a whiteboard. We need a whiteboard, and I just need to just start writing in it. Erasing, writing, updating. Writing in the back of the whiteboard, on the side of the whiteboard, in front of the whiteboard. Let's go. Jessica says the phone is probably with the feds. Colo says they're getting cocky now. Maybe this is what the police are waiting for, Mark. Interesting. Della Dank. Let me continue to post to make myself look less involved. Cindy Lean. They could be. Della Dank. Or that I'm not associated with David. Yeah, well, supposedly they all unfollowed each other. Colo SF, she has dead eye. Della Dank, they all do. No soul. Jessica Candace reveals some of them. Told you, have you seen the photo of everyone on the tour bus on July 29th? Yeah, I'll see if I can pull up that video. I'll catch up on chat. Della Dank, girl, they've been revealed. She ain't revealed-ish. Whitney, nothing says, let me showcase my intelligence. Lips, like lip syncing to the beat. Cindy Lean, they are eating up that attention. Darcy says they're messing with Gen Alpha's getting high, walling out. Whitney, and beating up poor defenseless people. Dale Dank, isn't tomorrow a holiday? Yep, tomorrow is a holiday. Jay, tomorrow's Valentine's? Well, Veterans Day? Yes, off tomorrow. Salute to the vets and my family and all over the U.S. Whitney says I'm off. Darcy Diamond, doesn't mean they're not now concerned about little Celeste demise. Della Dank, no, Della Dank, no. That's then I should be off too. Della Dank, why are you going to school tomorrow? You're gonna show up and nobody's gonna be there. Didi, man, we need to get a computer. I know, Didi, I know. I'm looking. Catching up on chat. 99 and 0. This case has network of liars. Whoa, coming in hot. They are all lying to you. Dang, coming in hot. 99 and 0. 99 and 0 coming in hot. I like that. Didi. Didi Fuentes with the 99 super sticker. Thank you, Didi. Let's go. Della Dank, I know they're lying. Darcy Down. Della, I posted legal resources in our Discord for Dave's family out of the community Latina, and we can get flyers, or does someone have contact with them at Della? Whitney, does anyone have a .edu email address Mark could use? I know Dell gives 150 off a laptop if you give a... Oh, really? Oh, shoot. Kofi says, Darcy Down, I will share them across all Discords I'm part of. Thank you. Right on. 990, they are lying about Celeste. You can use washable markers in your bathroom on the tile. Native girl. What did I say? Sometimes I say something and I don't know. What did I say, native girl? Whitney. They do front of the wild, very cool. That Dell does that. Dell thanks. Whitney does. Or I do, Whitney. Sorry. Oh, you got a whiteboard, native girl? Oh, shoot. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. 99 and 0. Celeste Rivas has never revealed her voice. It was Herrera's voice the whole time? Whoa. Della Dink, why are you going to class tomorrow? And Whitney isn't. Kind of weird that you have class tomorrow. Hey, you better check your schedule. Didi Fuentes 8995. I thought I missed you guys and took Ambient. Now it's kicking in. I'm falling asleep. Good night, family. Good night. Didi Fuentes. Into the abyss you go. Sweet dreams, my friend. I hope you get the best night of your the best sleep of your life tonight. Thank you, Didi, for that 99-cent super sticker. Let's go. When he says, Dell, if you are the only one who shows up, she's gonna be the only one that shows up to class tomorrow. Cole SF, lie to your professor and say you have a Veterans Day party for an old relative to attend because he's 100 years old and could die at any moment. Good night, Didi. Darcy, magnetic wipers can be affixated to any metal surface. Erasers, markers like the text we are actually are. I am going. She's not going. He probably forgot because I know. Well, it's a holiday. My professor sent an email saying see y'all tomorrow. Flojo says don't sleepwalk, Didi. Oh shoot! I can't be too loud. The hills have eyes, guys. The hills have eyes. Whitney says, universities here all closed tomorrow. Whitney, Del, don't go. You forged a doctor's note. Del, yeah, I think he's probably on that crack again. Yeah, we definitely need a whiteboard. And I can probably go to the 99-cent store and grab one. How does the ambient feel? The ambient feels good? Like it feels like you wake up groggy? I hate that feeling, that groggy feeling. Someday, not right now. Oof. Yeah, I started taking L-theanine. It's a vitamin. I sleep good. Man, it's a game changer. L-theanine. I'll write it in the comments. L-theanine. No grogginess, no nothing. Magnesium is good too. Magnesium is good too. Mark, what? My whiteboard is not good enough for you or something? Oh! We can have 2 whiteboards. We're gonna need multiple whiteboards for this case. Absolutely, Native Girl. Your whiteboard is definitely good enough for us. For me too. Native Girl, Native Girl, Native Girl 969. Native Girl, why did you put 969 in your name? Tarsha says, David, is that you in here? Joe Den says, LMFAO. He actually makes good money or has made good money. He has a lead in the Star Wars and Taco Bell collaboration that they had years ago. Flojo says, no, David only wants to know about the opiates. Flojo, I'm still waiting for Mark to freestyle these beats. I don't freestyle. I don't freestyle. I do many things, but freestyling is not one of them. Native Girl, if I say your name 3 times, will you appear? Oh, she will? Oh, shoot. With the lights off. And the mirror. In the mirror. The next album. I did it allegedly. Dropping more hints, huh? Yeah, I don't mess with that, Whitney. I don't mess with that stuff. I don't mess with Candyman. I don't mess with the Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary stuff. I don't mess with the Ouija board. None of that stuff. I mean, you already got people living that you got to worry about. I don't need to worry about people that aren't living. Let me do a little. I did like a little prayer right now. Nothing. Native Girl, if you appear, can you appear with a pizza, Coke Zero? Yeah, Coke Zero and a pizza. If you do show up. How about that? Put it in the summoning order. Native girl, are you bewitching me? Flo just says, an SF investigate says there will be more. I hope there is. Let it just all out. I mean, they're itching to say something. Let's see what other music they have on here. Somebody should email that. Email that email. Oh, that'll make you guys go to pee? Okay. I'm just trying out I'm trying out these nature sounds. Or like all this music and stuff on here. Just trying out these sounds. All night long? What are you talking about, native girl? Native girl, what are you talking about? Whoops, just messing with the sound. Messing with the sound. I guess I got a little ADHD in me, huh? Leak it all out. Everything. All the text message, the video, the Tesla, everything. The opposite of delete everything. The opposite of delete everything. I want to see the Tesla logs. I want to see the extra footage from the liquor store. I want to see the Tesla USB. I want that in my hands right now. I want to see the pictures that Davis had on his shoulder. Remember that picture? On his phone. I mean, not his phone. The camera. I want to see all those pictures. I want to see the footage from the home, inside and out. I want to see the neighbors' cameras. I want to see from all those dates before, during, and after. I want all the footage from that road. All the footage. Everything. The opposite of delete everything. I want it all. I want to see everything. I want those search warrants. I want the subpoena, the phone records. Ooh, yeah. Let me get the phone records. What else do I want? Text messages. I want to see the text messages from Celeste to David. I want to see the messages from David to his friends, to Asia, to Vanessa, to Celeste Herrera, to Neo. I want a new computer. What else do I want? Let me see. Let me think. What else do I want? I want the toxicology report. Let me get the toxicology report. The PDF. Let me get that. What else do I want? Let me see. Let me think. There's something else. Let me see. There was something else I wanted. Toxicology. Oh! I want, what was that saying? I'm trying to think. It was toxicology report. Oh! I want, all the transcript from what David and his lawyer are talking about. I want all their conversations. What else do I want? Oh, I want the computer to have warranty. Yeah, everything. The timeline, the evidence, the chain of evidence, the kids, the Tesla logs, the camera footage from the near, everything now, everything. Show it all, Darcy says. Yes, Fortnite chats, Starlink, yes. What I want the computer to come with 24/7 support, human support, not AI. Yes, the Discord transcripts, all of it. Starlink, yeah, we said that. Let's see. Yeah, I want the privileged attorney-client communications. Yes, Whitney. The background, all the chat logs from every channel member you see, and who the plants were. The mods in the Discord. I want the computer to come with the copy of the warrant. Yeah, I want the computer to come with a printer with free ink for a year. I don't think that's too much to ask. Birria. So I'll leave you with that, guys. I gotta get going. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit the like button on your way out. And be safe out there. And keep it classy, keep it cool, like always. I like it. And I'll just leave you with that. So I'll see you guys next time, alright? Love you guys. Stay safe.